biggest inspiration for me when capturing a story is simply authenticity. And sometimes that can be little imperfections, but a lot of times in the talent that I'm kind of talking to, I really try to get them as grounded as possible. Speaking as a cinematographer, sometimes I like those little imperfections, like a little bit of blur, or maybe things being off kilter. A lot of times I think that makes things look a lot less sterile than maybe an absolute perfect shot. I'm kind of reminded of that Japanese phrase, kintsugi, which means whenever kind of say a pot is broken, it can be put back together with usually silver or gold lining, and that kind of takes those imperfections and just makes them all the prettier. And I think that goes hand in hand with film a lot of times. Whenever you bring that authenticity to it, that can make it seem a lot more appealing than just something that's perfect.
Clear communication is essential in production because every project is a collaboration for many moving parts. For me, it starts with learning how each person communicates individually, their language, their process, their way of thinking. Once we understand each other on that level, we can build and share a language as a team. That makes it possible for anticipated needs, avoid confusion, and create space for creativity to thrive. It is the connection, the trust, and making sure everyone feels understood so that the work can flow seamlessly.
For an idea to really connect, I look for clarity, I look for emotion, I look for authenticity. And if the idea makes me feel something great, then I know that if it's especially aligned with the brand, that it's going to connect with other people as well.
So what makes our stories worth sharing is that we put our heart into everything that we do. When we arrive on set, we give 100% and we try to dive fully deep in with our clients and be right there with them when they want to share their stories as well.
An important element from guiding a project from start to finish is making sure that the crew and the team has everything that they need throughout every single process. Whether it's information to literally eating, I think a large part of my role is to make sure that everyone has what they need to be the best in their role.
I think naturally I gravitate to walking into a space and looking at every little detail in either a store, a clothing store, or at a coffee shop. Like what colors are they using? And I always think about is, can I find at a thrift store? Can I find that secondhand? How can I make this look expensive? How can I make something very inexpensive look expensive? And also think about even making something really inexpensive, like going to the dollar store and getting something and making an excess amount of whatever it is. It could be table covers, it could be little figures of some sort. One piece makes it look inexpensive or cheap, but think about having 100 of them or 200 of one little piece. For me, that's a lot of fun.
I'm drawn to stories that are centered around culture and community. I like stories of resilience. I like stories that show people overcoming obstacles, and I also enjoy stories that just celebrate different cultures and people. We also like to tell stories that challenge us, stories that take us outside of our comfort zone. I think that's when we really get to push ourselves to see what we're made of.
So I'll say shaping a story with visuals is usually the fun approach for me, and the way I do it is based on the main character. If they are supposed to feel a certain way, joyful, happy, if they are in a place where they're feeling small, then we start looking at the perspective that we want the viewer to look at that character in. Whether it's a low angle, a high angle, up high, or framed within a frame. There's a lot of ways to emulate an emotion through a normal action. And I think that's one of the most important things in getting a viewer connected to your story.
SLATE50 Studio is where vision meets execution. We produce, manage, and strategize, crafting stories that capture and inspire. Our focus is simple: create with intention and deliver with impact. SLATE50 Studio.
built for storytellers.